You going with this, which is your joint or blunt always canoes when you're smoking.
Oh God.
Or that, which is a piece of weed goes in your mouth every time you hit the joint.
Like every time I hit it?
Every time.
That's terrible. This is the worst one. This is worse than the charity one. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the same way when I first started smoking in high school, wasn't really rolling like that. I just hit it from, my homies and stuff like that. Then I got to the point to where I tried to start rolling Rellos. Then Rellos, once I got to the Rellos to stick, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to find something else I like, see if it's something better than this. Went from Rellos to wraps. Started rolling wraps. Went from wraps to papers. I was a wild man. It was tops and zigzags at first.
I mean, my thing is this, right? Is that tops is crazy. I was like, oh, shit, tops is wild. Zigzags, they got a lot of bad crap back home.
I've had smoking notebook.
No, hell, that's wild. I haven't seen somebody buy a top since like 2015.
I don't even know why they still sell them.
Oh, 100%.
Indeed.
Because same people buy bamboos, but let me not say that. I got family members who buy bamboos.
Bamboos are pretty straight though.
Really? They used to get a lot of shit too. I remember like people would categorize bamboos and zigzags together often, actually.
True. Yeah, I use elements.
I've upgraded to like the raw ethereals, but I'm trying to find something else as well, just because Raw's a great company and all, but I've heard some things. I'm like, I want to find something that's a bit more sustainable, or something that's a bit more like my speed.
Yeah, that's I think Element is made by the same dude that made Raw.
Josh Kessler, I think is his name.
Yeah, I think he made Elements too, but these are rice papers. Like they thin as hell, but they're wide like Bob Marley papers.
See, so when I first started smoking, I was rolling up Entourages and Blunt Bills.
Okay.
And then I transitioned to Bob Marley's, and I was doing that for years. I stopped smoking Bob's like 2 years ago.
Okay. When you were smoking Bob's, was it the regular and you transitioned to the organic hemp, or was it just the regular?
No, it was organic hemp.
Okay.
Because like I remember I was experimenting a lot in New York, and like I was buying Bob's because they were like the easiest for me to roll.
Right.
Like they were just thick paper.
Right.
And then I tried, because I didn't like raw paper, like the original pack. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
The raw black, the organic hemp one with the green writing.
It was pretty. Yeah.
That shit is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But they weren't always available in most smoke shops, so I would get the Bob Organics, and that would be my thing to come with filters too. So it was pretty easy. And then I found out that the Bob Marley papers are not owned by the Bob Marley family or the estate.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't buy them no more.
Yeah.
Like y'all took this man's whole name and stuff and made a paper, and y'all don't give nothing to the family, the kids, nothing.
And my best friend put me on to raw ethereals because they're like Raw's thinnest papers. They're like Element's Phantoms actually.
Okay.
Because Element, I know Element has great papers. Their Phantoms are like, I think, a tier better just because they're rice paper and they're thinner.
Yeah, that rice paper gonna do it every time. It's like it actually forces you to taste what you're smoking.
Exactly. You remember the clear wraps?
You talking about the glass? Oh my god!
No, it wasn't glass. It was like cellulose or something like that. Like
no, the name of it was glass.
Yeah, you're right.
That was not healthy. We were not supposed to be smoking that at all. Oh my god!
I rolled maybe like, can you call them joints at that point? Like
I don't even know.
I rolled 2 of those. I'm like, yeah, never again.
Bruh, just seeing how it burns, I'm like, like it's cool to look at
for like the first 5 minutes.
Right, and then it start getting all black and stuff on the inside. It's like, all right, what the hell? But it was a better thought than it was actually doing. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Likkle Table Podcast. I'm your host, your favorite neighborhood roster, and we are here for the commencement of episode number 91. Rocking and rolling. And this week, with me, I have the homie, Mr. TJ Silver.
What's good? What's
going on, brother? I love your presence. We finally got you on at the table.
I know, I've been ducking and dodging for a few years now.
It's all right. Like I say, everything happens for a reason. Life, either I had the time and you didn't, or vice versa. But as soon as we both found the time, we made it possible.
Sir,
I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. I'm very excited for this.
Yes, sir. Before we get into the episode, I wanted to bring to light another item from the wall. I'm going to go ahead and do the wand right there in the middle of the wall. That's the Elder Wand, formerly owned by Albus Dumbledore. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
To a great man. It was one of the Deathly Hallows. And yeah, that's a very pivotal item in the Harry Potter world. I got it up on the wall because it was the first wand I bought when I went to Universal. So that's one of the interactive wands.
Nice.
You can take it around that part of the park and point it at certain stuff and cast spells, and it'll actually do stuff. Had to get that boy up there.
Yeah, I know my sister and my mother have one. I need one though. I've been to Universal like maybe 6 times since I've been down here.
Yeah, you gotta get into it. I'm gonna get me a robe next. Them robes just expensive as hell. I'm talking about almost $200. I'm
just thinking about like wearing that robe out in Florida heat.
that too. I be thinking like, where am I gonna wear this thing at? Like,
you can only, you can wear wherever you want. You go.
Literally, but like, why would I do that to myself, knowing I can catch a heat stroke? Like, it's not cold outside. It's not even brisk enough to wear something that thick, especially if it's authentic. But that's the item for the week.
Nice.
Yes, sir. And a big shout out to the supplier of our Ambionic Pleasure, the Laws Cooper / the Laws of Music. With more music streaming on YouTube and other streaming services, the man is bad with a guitar. Get into it before I get mad. Anyway,
please don't make him mad.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, brother. Where you from?
Well, right now I live in Daytona. I've been out here for 5 years, but I'm originally from New York. Lived out there for the majority of my life. Family's been there since '79, and they ain't not going anywhere.
Okay, what part of New York?
Harlem.
Okay.
Now, I lived in multiple places in New York. I've lived in Harlem for most of it. Lived in the upper part of Manhattan, like on Prospect. Lived in Yonkers for the last couple of years. But
how was that?
Yonkers was interesting just because, like, I had to commute to the city every single day because I worked in Times Square while living in Yonkers. So, like...
that just sounds like a bop.
Yeah, because pretty much getting into Times Square in the morning, I probably take like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Getting back home at night after closing, anywhere between 3 to 5.
Jesus Christ!
And that's just because I would leave, the train would stop running at a certain point in time, and when you get into Yonkers, the bus would stop running every night at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I get there at 2. So sometimes I get me a Lyft or an Uber. Other times I just walk.
So most of your day was either at work or commuting to or from, pretty much.
On the days I worked, yeah. So, other than that, though, like, I was traveling to the city, but I was mostly in the Bronx, which was like an easier commute because that's like 20 minutes out.
And how would you compare living up there to living down here?
I miss convenience of things. I don't miss the chaos.
Okay.
Because, like, people say that Florida's crazy and everything, but I don't know, it's been a breeze since I've been out here. That may not be the most true, actually. Because when I first moved here, I wasn't in Daytona. I was in Deltona, actually.
Okay.
Right. And I remember...
a lot more Hispanics and stuff.
Honestly, it was more boring out there just because there was nothing out there.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly just, like, houses and everything.
Right.
But I remember the first, like, 2 months I was out there, I think a bear had broke out the zoo and was just out loose in Deltona.
What kind of bear?
I think it's like a brown bear.
Oh.
Which blew my mind because I didn't even know that Florida had bears. So
really?
when I saw it, I was like, what is happening? But then I think either the next week or the week before, someone had broke out of a psychiatric institute, broke into somebody's house, stole their shotgun, and was just running around Deltona.
All right.
So I was like, all right, that's Florida. That sounds right. But then when I moved out here,
breaks out of Psych Institute, breaks in the house. Yeah, that sounds about right.
But like when I moved out here, like there's chaos for sure, but nothing really around me. It's been pretty calm.
I was about to say, I feel like that's because in Florida there's a lot more land than there is people. Whereas in New York, I feel like it's the other way around.
Oh, 100%. But like New York chaos was normal for a long time. Like, it was just part of daily life. It got bad, at least for me and my family, after COVID. Because I'm not sure if it was just like people were, they were so built up from being locked up for like so many like months. Because we had a crazy lockdown.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't get out for maybe like, I think it was a year.
Jesus.
No, it was like 8 months. It wasn't a year. It was almost a year. But I remember when we first got out from lockdown, it was just murder, kidnapping, murder, all kinds of wild shit. So I was like, I don't really want to be here anymore. And then my sister was already down here because she was going to school in Connecticut. She came down here to visit my aunt for vacation. COVID happened, so she couldn't leave.
Oh Lord.
But she ended up kind of establishing herself down here more, and she's doing great now down here. But
so what did she do about school?
I think she was doing online classes for a while. And I know she graduated.
Okay.
So like, no, she finished school and everything.
Okay.
But I know she's doing online classes. I think she went back to school for a little bit as well after I had moved down here already.
Okay.
And then
I was about to say, boy.
Yeah, no, she finished that.
I would have been mad as.
But I remember I was mad because it was, I think, February, and I was freezing, and I called her, and she's in the pool. I was like, word, bet. I'll be there in a couple months.
Yeah. In a couple months, it's going to be hot as hell, too. From February, definitely.
But see, ever since we moved down here, it's been different because it's like, it's hot now for sure, but it's much colder in the wintertime down here all of a sudden. Like, we began some really, like, we got a frost this past year.
Yeah, it don't even get like that, though, until, like, January.
And we got that in, like, what, November? So I'm only complaining because my garden got, like, destroyed.
Oh, dang.
Bro, I lost, like, so many crops.
Man, listen. It's a different level of hurt when you lose a plant. It's like you done watched this literally grow from a seedling. You done tended to it, took your time, you done built a bond with this plant, and then it's just gone.
And see, that's one plant. I'm talking like a whole garden bed. Just
right. That's what I'm like, I can only imagine how the hell you felt.
Yeah, but we recovered. Right now we're growing cucumbers and tomatoes. I just harvested some cucumbers this morning, actually.
Okay.
And then I have, what else am I growing right now? I have marigolds and zinnias and just mad tomatoes. Because when you grow one tomato plant, they start sprouting up, and then you have 15 tomato plants by accident.
Oh, all right. Good to know. Because I want to get to the point to where I have my own land and stuff, and I'm, growing my own crops, got my own animals.
I just don't want to buy produce anymore, personally.
Yeah, they a lot of recalls and stuff been going on.
Oh yeah, with I forgot about that actually. Damn. With the whole the bacteria disease.
The Taylor Farms and all the meat and stuff like that, and the lettuce and
people's stomachs getting torn up.
Right, bro. They population control. There's too many people in the country.
So we're gonna do a little not culling. What is it? Is it a culling actually? Yeah. No, but it's not even just that. I would go to a grocery store and get like 7-8 items, $140. Wow.
Yeah.
And for like GMO pesticide cover, I'm not doing that.
Just going outside alone in general is expensive. Like leaving the house, it don't even matter what you're doing because you're gonna have to put gas in your car eventually. You're gonna get hungry while you out, so you're gonna buy food. Food expensive as hell. Entertainment, movies expensive. That's why I don't even go to movie theaters and stuff like that no more. I just wait till it come out on streaming services.
See, like, low key, that's like the one like entertainment thing I'm still going to do. I just saw the Odyssey.
I'd go see that. There are certain movies that I would go to the movie theaters to go see. Definitely. I remember reading the book, The Odyssey, in school, and just being able to imagine everything that was going on in my head while I'm reading or while it was being read. And for them now to have a movie Well, a newer movie because I think they got an old
They've had a
version.
few. They've had the Odyssey. They had one a couple years ago called The Return as well. But Christopher Nolan did his thing with this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good reviews about it so far. So,
because like when you see the effects that happen in it, and then to know that none of it's CGI, it's wild.
yeah, I've heard that too. They use no CGI, so for like the giant and stuff like that, it was actual huge animatronic or something like that. And I think the actor that was in that scene was pretty much doing the interview and was saying like it was scary as hell just looking up at it. Like actually
you see this like 15, 20 foot cyclops looking down at you.
Like, all right, what's my line again? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this.
Nah, I recommend that. But I'm also super hyped for like all the Marvel movies that's coming out. Freaking Spider-Man Brand New Day. They just announced a new Avengers movie coming out in December. And they also announced like 7 or 8 movies for the next like 12 years.
Jesus Christ.
You know, Kevin Feige, the guy who's doing all this stuff, he has a plan. He has a plan to retire his entire family.
No, Marvel, was that Stan Lee? Or how they just pretty much going based off of the old comics and they're making the movies off of those?
They're doing that a lot more now because I guess a lot more of the movies prior, they were based loosely off the comics. Like they followed certain storylines in the older movies, like the older X-Men movies and like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and whatnot.
Right.
But they were more of their own interpretations of this character.
Right.
Where like these movies now are following certain arcs that actually happened in the original Marvel universe, such as like the Doomsday movie that's coming out and another one that's all part of the Secret Wars arc that actually happened.
And do you think that's because they don't have his immediate creativeness there? Like,
no, Stan Lee was, because when the original Iron Man movie came out in 2008, like that was the first movie of this universe that we know.
Okay.
Right? Stan Lee was part of all of that.
Right.
That's why like up until Endgame, he was a cameo in every single movie actually.
Yeah.
So like he had a part to play, and I think that's why it's also doing so well, is because they want to stick closely to his stories and not just interpretations.
Which is commendable. Definitely, you don't want to mess up a good thing.
Yeah. With that being said, like there's certain things that came out on like Disney Plus, like the shows, like what was it, She-Hulk?
Yeah, the show She-Hulk.
I don't know why She-Hulk was twerking with Megan Thee Stallion in the show. That shouldn't be happening. That didn't that should.
I think I might have tried to watch one episode of that and was just like,
no, that's just one bad example, because like there's Daredevil was doing really good actually. Punisher's doing really good.
I like the Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
See, you know what's crazy? I did too. A lot of people hate that movie.
That's crazy.
People don't like Jennifer Garner's Electra.
I mean,
I don't think they really care for Ben Affleck's like, because they don't care for Ben Affleck as Batman either.
That's true. He is.
You see what I'm saying? It's something about him playing superheroes that just don't correlate. Because people love freaking Robert Pattinson. They love Twilight Guy.
But she has such, like, she wasn't even that pivotal of a part in Daredevil.
But I think that's also why. Because Elektra is a pivotal part to Daredevil's story. That's an example of, like, the older Marvel movies not following closely to the original storyline.
Okay. Because I think they did end up making the Elektra movie after they made Daredevil, right?
They sure did make an Elektra movie. I forgot that even existed.
They tried. I don't think I watched it, but I remember it popping up shortly after that because they was trying to ride that wave, but I don't think it did as good as Daredevil did, so they just left it alone.
I know, like the only real older Marvel movies that like I think were like truly top tier were like Blade. The entire Blade trilogy is phenomenal. Blade's is like one of the reasons why it's like the rave scene actually, because that first movie where they're in the club and everything, the blood drops down. I was like, that's fire, low key. I'm not going.
Maybe not blood.
Maybe not blood, but like the atmosphere. Like, that's not cool. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna be in the club later. And I go to EDC now, and there's no blood. I promise you that, but it's a nice, welcoming environment. You feel me?
Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to going to something like that. I just would feel not out of place, but I don't think I would be able to experience it how everybody else is experiencing it because I only smoke weed.
That's fair.
So like, I know everybody else probably rolling.
Nah, what's it called? I mostly just smoke weed the entire time while I'm there. Like, because usually I'll go ahead. If anything, I'll have my little like 15, 20 joints, something like that with me. Which will last me like 3 days. But I really want to do like a camping festival. I think camping festivals are more of a calmer environment. Mm-hmm. And also it's cooler to be in nature and those kind of things instead of being like in just a big field.
Yeah, in the middle of the sun.
Because like at least with the camping ones, we got trees for shade. Go ahead, like there's one called Big Dub that happens in I think it happens in Maryland actually. My friend just went to it not that long ago. But like 5 days in the woods. There's like lakes you can go ahead and chill in as well. There's like little campsite areas. You can go ahead and chill in your campsite, or you can just be part of the communal area too. It's really nice.
That's what's up. I feel like that's what the world needs right now. It's just some relaxation and togetherness. Because there's a lot of foolishness going on right now. Jesus Christ. But this week is gonna be a this or that episode. I got these would you rather questions ready up for you. Some of them are
oh, I'm afraid that lad already got me. Like,
some of them are a little crazy.
That's right.
All right, so the first one is a judge of character. You gonna go with this, which is sue a charity organization and win, or that, which is sue a corrupt organization and lose?
Well, hold on. I gotta ask a question then, right? What if I'm suing the charity organization because they were doing something that was corrupt?
Then I think they would fall under a corrupt organization.
Oh, damn, okay. Why would I sue a charity?
That's why I said it's a judge.
So with that being said, then I would sue a corrupt organization. Because I just go ahead and fight back. 100%, yeah. Because like if I'm, I don't care about the money. I just want them to lose. Yeah.
I'm 50-50 because.
Wait.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I'm very skeptical about charity organizations because how do I know this is where that money is actually going or being used for?
But then if that's the case, when any charity organization you sue under the suspicion of them not using the money for proper resources be corrupt organization?
I mean, not necessarily, because if it turns out that the money was actually being used for that,
and you still win?
I mean, you can donate back to the charity, you know, you can give a little portion of your proceeds back to, you know, here's your...
Not a portion of the proceeds.
Yeah. If you sue them and give it all back, you just did it for no reason. At that point, you wasted your time, their time, the court's time. I would go towards suing a corrupt organization and losing first, but I'm just saying I'm skeptical about charity organizations as a whole because
that's 100%.
Like at the restaurants and stuff, when they say you want to donate such and such to, I'd be like, nah, because how do I know? Like,
because like
how I know
you've been donating to these resources for so long now,
and ain't no changes been made. I ain't seen not one of these kids on the news in college living their best life.
I think I went to my grandmother's house not that long ago. I said not long ago. This is like a year ago. I went back to New York, and I was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was still playing
I just knew you was trying to say that. Before you even said it, I was gonna say, please don't
tell me.
We're still
seeing these commercials. There's no way.
Because that money ain't going there for real. All right, next question. You going with this, which is to be able to control your dreams, or that, which is be able to watch them the next day?
I'm going to control my dreams. That's actually not that hard to think about. Because if I had to watch them the next day without any control, that means I gotta watch my nightmares too, probably. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. I had bad night terrors as a kid, man. No.
Okay. Understandable.
Yeah, you've seen The Ring before?
Have I? Listen, horror is my favorite genre.
Fair, but I should have realized that actually. So that character type, like the girl in like the tattered dress, black wet hair from either The Ring, the freaking Grudge.
Yeah.
I remember. I think I saw The Grudge actually when I was like 6.
Oh.
It was just on TV. It was just on TV because my mom was watching it. I just happened to walk into the living room, and it was the scene where like she lifts the blanket and she pops up from underneath the blanket.
Traumatized,
bro. I remember I would have like. I lived in apartments that always had long hallways. So I would have, exactly, you know where this is going. I would have had dreams where I would be at one end of the hallway and that girl would get the other end. And every time I would blink, she'd get closer and closer and closer. And she'd get to me. I'd wake up and I'd check on something, I'm okay and everything. I look around and she's in my room. So I keep waking up over and over again. Yeah, so
when you wake up, you don't even know if you up for real or not.
This is why I haven't something now.
Jesus Christ. No, I feel like I was low-key euthanized as a kid with horror movies, because the first horror movie I remember watching was Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was because it was on TV. My auntie was watching it, and I can remember vividly it was the scene where Freddy Krueger pulled Nancy under the water while she was in the bathtub.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't supposed to be looking at that part of the movie. I know she was naked.
Nah.
my auntie ended up asking, "Oh, you like that, huh?" And I was like, I think she was talking about the movie, but I was talking about Nancy.
Of course. Of course.
So I was like, and ever since then, we was always watching scary movies together. Anything from Hellraiser to funny comedy like Club Dread, all kind of stuff, scary movies.
Yeah, see, like, I got over the night terror thing. I still haven't stopped it, but I got over the night terror thing. I was like maybe 13, and I started to deep dive into horror. Like, I started to watch like old Japanese horror movies, and then I got into like, or I rewatched Candyman and the entire Halloween series, and then, and my favorite series personally is Friday the 13th. I think Jason is just ridiculous of a character, and I love that about him personally. Like, you just can't kill him no matter what.
That's respectable.
I love what Ryan Coogler's doing. Like, I think Sinners is more of a thriller movie, but like it leans into that horror aspect. I know that he's gonna hopefully do something that's more horror based in the near future. I think he's doing Candyman.
Speaking of, well, I think Jordan Peele did Candyman.
That's what it was. Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Speaking of Sinners, they're supposed to be at Universal for Halloween Horror Nights this year, along with Hellraiser, Stranger Things, and there was one more that I'm forgetting. But yeah, I'm definitely getting my ticket for that.
I'm definitely going for the Sinners house. I really want it for Sinners. I have not finished Stranger Things.
Really?
Nope.
That's cool. How far did you get?
I honestly think I got 2 seasons left.
I mean, that's not bad. Season 3 is kind of a slow burn.
It's not that. I got like ADHD when it comes to shows. So like, this is usually bad with anime. Yeah. So I try to like get off anime for a while and watch like just regular shows. But then I'll get to like a 3rd and 4th season. I'm like, I'm bored of this now. I gotta watch something else. I gotta like clean my palate. Yeah. Right now I'm watching Handmaid's Tale actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because like a friend of mine's recommended it to me. It's a really good show actually, and it's wild because there's like things that are happening right now that are reflective to what's happening in that show. Have you ever heard of Handmaid's Tale? Basically, something happens where like a virus or like a disease or something happens where like there's a large population of women who can't give birth.
Okay.
And so they pretty much become a totalitarian state, and they start like having men be these things called commanders, and the women who were like in these higher positions, they would become wives, but they didn't really have any roles at all. They were just wives to the commanders. Then there are the handmaids. Handmaids are women who don't suffer from a mutation, who are then used to pretty much
breed.
Exactly.
Jesus
and
Christ.
like it's a wild show, and it's disturbing as hell. And what's crazy is that
is this an anime or is this
a
real
show?
show?
This show is based off a book from like Margaret Atwood, I think is the name of her, of the author. That came out like the 40s, which is another book talking about like what could probably happen in the future. And then while I'm watching this, they just passed a law in like I think North Carolina and Alabama, I think one of the other southern states, where it's like you can go ahead and do certain things in order to protect like a woman or protect a unborn child, including harming the mother of said unborn child.
How the hell would harming the mother not harm the unborn child?
That's what I'm saying. None of it. The thing about Handmaid's Tale too is that it follows like heavy like they're big on like religion in a sense.
Okay.
Like everything is like based on the word of God, the word of the Bible, which we know is like a man-made. Well, at least in my opinion, the Bible's like a man-made thing. Like
because me being a Rastafarian, which is why I chose Rastafarian as a way of life, because we don't view it as a religion. We're really big on allowing people to live how they want to live and be who they want to be, knowing that there's a higher power, and that higher power being God doesn't necessarily mean that the next person's view is the same.
Exactly.
So as far as the books, I definitely agree, because all the books that you read are pretty much about said person, him doing X, Y, and Z, but not necessarily books by him.
Exactly. I feel like the Bible, the Quran, and not to like in a sense dismount anyone's faith, of course, or like denounce anyone's faith.
Yeah.
But it's more of a matter of like a lot of these stories are very similar, and they just kind of speak in different texts. And I believe in the idea of I'm an optimist, so I believe that not necessarily one religion or one practice has all the answers.
Right.
But I do believe that you can learn from a majority of practices, including Rastafarianism, Hinduism, even Christianity as well, to apply to yourself just to be a good human to other people.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much all religion is supposed to be, like not necessarily guidelines on how to live, but just holding yourself accountable to be a better person.
Exactly. We got so far off topic. We went from horror to
I was actually about to ask, what was the first anime you remember watching?
Oh my god. Technically, it'd be Inuyasha. Tsunami Days, of course.
Yeah.
Inuyasha was in Dragon Ball. The first anime. It's funny because I got a story for everything. I watched Toonami for a long time, so I watched Inuyasha, Dragon Ball, Cowboy Bebop. But like in my eyes, these were just cartoons, right? And then I lived in Jersey for like 3 years at one point.
Okay.
And my mom went ahead, she bought cable for the house, and she accidentally subscribed to the Funimation channel. And I had access to 1,000 different animes on like a regular weekly basis. So the very first anime I watched that was like a full season that I understood was an anime was Kenichi's Maya's Disciple. Which just follows this kid named Kenichi, who's just this young, like 15-year-old kid who's getting bullied in school. And one day he's about to get jumped by these other kids, and this girl who is like trained in Hapkido, I believe, beats the shit out like all 5 of the other dudes, and he's like, I want to learn what you know.
Right.
So she takes him to like their dojo, and there's 7 different senseis that have 7 different martial art practices.
Okay.
And Kenichi learns all 7 and masters them. So it was like watching that like in succession. I was like, this is amazing. I'm never getting off of this ever again.
Yeah. Right. I hate to admit but I didn't get into anime until my adulthood for real.
That's fair.
Because I was more of an outside kid. I didn't really watch TV like that for the most part. I was just playing video games and outside. But as an adult, I mean, I watched Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that sometimes as a kid growing up. My cousin was heavy on that and stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! And all kind of crazy stuff. Would you consider Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon is 100%.
Okay, I watched that.
Sailor Moon's a good anime, actually. That's white. I'd say top 10. I'd say top 10, yeah.
That's definitely a throwback. But the first anime I watched with the specific purpose to understand what was going on was Attack on Titan.
That's right up your alley too, as far as the concept that you like,
yeah. It was. I seen a video, a teaser, on the internet one day of pretty much one of the first scenes of the movie or the show, where the colossal Titan's head pops over the wall and stuff like that, and everybody start freaking out. And I'm like, what the hell? This can't be real. Them a little deep dive. Okay, it's Attack on Titan. Where can I find it? Crunchyroll. Got me a Crunchyroll account. I watched that. Oh, I also watched Avatar: The Last Airbender too as a kid.
See, now that's where I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender as a kid as well.
Mm-hmm.
That borders the line of cartoon and anime.
Yeah.
I personally, because of what you learn from it, I would put it in the anime category. I mean, you learn a lot from cartoons as well too, but the storyline is so deep. Yeah, I would lean it towards anime, but a lot of people would consider it to be a cartoon, especially because of the Nickelodeon thing.
Yeah, true. Now, that argument is valid. I consider it an anime because of that exact reason, though. It's just from the lessons from Uncle Iroh to Zuko's journey and character development. And
the Guru episode with Guru Partake, where Aang has to go through the chakras. That episode came on I swear, I felt like the universe was trying to tell me something, because that episode would come on my TV when it was doing reruns. Every other week that episode was on. And I would be locked in every single time.
How do you feel about the live action movies that they've been doing and the shows and stuff?
I have not watched the newer ones just because I'm traumatized from the one from 20. I'm so serious. I'll never forget. Me and my entire family went to go see it in theaters. We were so hyped for this. So excited. The disappointment that came, oh my gosh. I've been that mad at movies since Paranormal Activity 3. Because as much as
definitely fell off
100%. Because as much as I had my issues as a kid with horror stuff, when I got older, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So now I got into my deep dives, and I remember I was into Paranormal Activity, and what was I watching as well besides the Japanese horror ones? There was something else I can't remember.
The Conjuring.
Oh no. You would actually like this as well. It's an anime, well, it's a manga really, but it's an anime. Junji Ito's Uzumaki.
Okay.
Which he pretty much takes how do I explain Uzumaki? Pretty much the entire world is ran by spirals, and so one of the opening scenes, this person opens up a suitcase and finds his father literally wrapped grotesquely in the suitcase in a spiral.
Oh my god!
And the entire world's being consumed by these spirals because Uzumaki translates into spiral.
Okay. I was a fan of Death Note.
Death Note is another good one as well. I just think it's hilarious that the main character wasn't the smartest character in his own show. It's actually one of the dumbest.
I say all the time, the way that he died just pisses me off. Why are you doing all that screaming? You knew this was coming.
The begging and everything? Oh my gosh.
Have some dignity.
With that being said, L is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Oh yeah.
I think it's because of him. I tend to do that Asian spot on a regular basis. The way he sits like that.
Eating all the time.
It's comfortable.
Yeah, indeed. And I think he sat like that because something like how it aligns your body and It makes you think like clearer.
It's a common thing for like people of like Asian cultures to squat like that as well, generally speaking. It also helps with like, I think your digestion, because like there's like a band that pulls when you like sit normally in a sense. So when you sit like that, that band releases.
Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, I got on the anime journey a little late. I watched Hajime no Ippo.
Right.
I watched. I started Jujutsu Kaisen. I got to the second season, and I watched Jujutsu Kaisen O.
Oh, so you watched the Hidden Inventory? Yeah. No, that's when Yuta's first introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that. I watched Afro Samurai. That was fire. It was shorter than I wanted it to be, but fire nonetheless.
I remember I owned the Afro Samurai game actually.
Oh yeah,
yes, that shit was top.
Samuel L. Jackson is funny as hell. What else have I watched?
One of my favorite animes of all time is this anime called Trigun.
Okay.
Right. Follows this guy named Vash who isn't a human. He's like a super alien that looks like a humanoid in a sense. And him and his brother were on a ship that was like orbiting space for a while when they were little kids. And the reason why is because people on the ship were trying to like cultivate them to like, make sure they weren't like a nuke to the world. Yeah. Because they were super powerful.
Right.
And Vash was being raised to be just a person of like peace and be a pacifist and everything. Okay. His brother, who goes by Knives, he was the complete opposite of that. So at some point they dropped Knives sabotaged the ship to explode, and the only two people who survive is him and his brother. And Knives like, I did this on purpose so I could go and rule the world. And Vash is like, I don't want to be a part of anything you're doing. So he goes out to just live in peace, but people keep trying him in the world because humans are humans. Yeah. So like he ends up having to not fight. He gets in situations where like towns get destroyed, but they're never his fault. But everyone sees him in these areas, so they blame him for it. So by like the first episode, like the true episode, he has like a $60 million bounty on his head.
Probably in his brother's eyes, he like, yo, you trying to do what I'm doing anyway.
Pretty much, yeah.
What you doing? We could have been doing this together.
But the thing I love about Vash, right, is that there's one episode where he's in the town. The town is like about to go ahead and get like ransacked by a bunch of like bounty hunters, or not bounty hunters, but a bunch of like raiders. He stops the raiders, completely like just stops them without having to shoot a single bullet. Actually, the town turns Vash in because they're like, hey, we need money to kind of pay our taxes, so we're actually turn you in to collect the bounty. And Vash is like, cool. And he goes in, escapes, happens to come back to the town. The town's under siege again, saves the town again. And the people are like, why the hell would you save us again? We turned you in. Like, why would you do that? He's like, it's the right thing to do. And from that day forward, I was like, this is my guy.
Because I don't know if I'm that good of a person. I don't know.
Like, he's better than me, I'll tell you that much. But like, the fact that he was, just the way he handled everything with like a calm demeanor and still came back and still did the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why they did it, I guess, was understandable, but definitely wasn't justified.
No, not 100%.
Y'all wouldn't even have a town to pay taxes for if it wasn't for this man. That's crazy work. All right, next question. You going with this, which is your joint or blunt always canoes when you're smoking.
Oh God.
Or that, which is a piece of weed goes in your mouth every time you hit the joint.
Like every time I hit it?
Every time.
That's terrible. This is the worst one. This is worse than the charity one.
It's a danged if you do, danged if you don't.
Cause like, I mean, Scooby snacks is like, cause that's what we call them, Scoop snacks. Right. Like, they're annoying. You feel me? But there's some times where a joint canoes, you can't repair it. You lose that cherry, and then you waste it. Yep. Can I ask you a question? How much of it am I getting when I hit? Like, it's a tiny little leaf, or is it like a lot coming out?
It said a piece, so I would assume it's one of the pieces that make it.
This is terrible. Nah, I'm still going with that one. I hate when my shit canoes. I hate it.
Yeah.
Dude. Wait, can I? No, I'm sticking with it. Because I was thinking, like, I can fix it, and if I can fix canoe, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it'll probably start canoeing again if I'm cursed like this. So I'll just stick to it.
It's saying always canoe. So as soon as you fix it, it's gonna do it right back over again.
What would you do with that?
The piece of weed in the mouth.
Okay, but so I'm not crazy.
Because I get that out the way and continue on. At least you'll be able to enjoy getting high rather than constantly trying to light the joint and fix the joint over and over again. At that point, the lighter's smoking the weed. All right, next one. You going with this, which is sativa, or that, which is indica?
I have to do indica.
Okay.
And like
in the couch.
Not even necessarily that. Because of my own like health, I literally have to do it because I can't do it. Well, me being in the industry, I know more about terpenes now, and I know that it's not necessarily about what's it called, about the sativa indica part. It's really about the terpene effect.
Right.
But sativas usually have limonene inside of it, right? And limonene is more of an uplift in like energy and like creativity, mood, which is great for a lot of people. But the thing about me, I suffer from grand mal seizures. So like certain sativas will have too much limonene, which can be a trigger actually for me. Right. So that's why I mainly do indicas or anything that's heavier in like myrcene, which is the body high feeling, and linalool, which is the relaxation one.
Okay. That's crazy. When did you discover that?
Well, I've had seizures since I was going to this backstory. When I was born, I had leukemia. Went to remission when I was like 5, but one of the side effects was that I had seizures for a long time. They stopped when I was like younger, and they weren't a thing for a while until I got into my senior year of high school. And at that point, I was going through a lot. It was just a lot that was happening, a lot of big shifts. And I remember I was just chilling in my aunt's house, and I tried to go ahead and get some spaghetti out of the kitchen, and I turned around and I just hit the wall. And then started having
face first. Jesus.
And I started having an episode there, and then I was like, all right, it's back. It seems that I'm not having any issues with my health personally. I don't have any signs of the cancer coming back. Right. But from what it seemed like, it was stress induced. Okay. And they're like, you just have to kind of be in a better situation and maybe smoke more weed, which is when my mom started letting me just be like, hey, just smoke. Because before, she was not with it. But then when she started to help me, she's like, all right, I'm down for this. Mind you, her father, my grandfather's Rastafari. She just didn't want me to smoke at the age of like 17.
17? Well, I mean, okay.
Senior year of high school, so it's like, I started when I was like 16. I got caught when I was 17.
That's all I'm gonna say. 17. That's kind of around the age. Well, hell, I was a little bit younger than that. Hell, I started smoking my freshman year of high school. But I mean, I would hide it from my mom, of course. But I felt like she knew. But I was always good in school and stuff, and my grades was always up to par, if not over. So she couldn't really tell me nothing for real.
See, I started getting caught up because I started my sophomore year of high school, right? And like my mom didn't know for a while, so I was still doing pretty decent in school and everything. It wasn't until the end of junior year, going to senior year of high school, that I started to kind of like slip up with things. Yeah. One, I got caught because I greened out in school. I was a teenager. I didn't know better.
So, it happens. Live and learn.
Yeah, so went ahead. My mom found out then, because before that, I would be coming home, be fried, and my mom would be trying to talk to me, and I don't know if she knew or if she was pretending not to know.
She knew.
But like, because I'd be fried, she was just having a random conversation with me. like nothing was happening. Like just asking me about my day, asking me if I read anything new, talking about the movie that she watched, just anything regular. And I remember my aunt, because I remember I was staying with my aunt at one point.
Yeah.
My mom would be talking to me, having a regular conversation. My aunt, who didn't know I was smoking, she'd be behind her, just laughing in silence, just because she knew that my mom was oblivious to it, or pretending to be oblivious to it.
I was gonna say, I don't know, because parents be, now that I've gotten older and me and my mom have had conversations, like, she definitely knew I was smoking, because when I moved back in with her briefly in college, because my first semester of college, I went to Cookman. I lived on campus. And it was only because of my GPA I was able to live in the only co-ed dorm on campus at the time. But after that, I started getting into foolishness and wasn't going to class like that for real. So my grades was kind of slipping. So my GPA wasn't as high as it should have been the next semester. So I moved back here with my mama. And I remember vividly, like, I used to keep it to myself for the most part that I smoked, or wouldn't smoke like around my mama like that. And I'm just in my room chilling, and I knock on the door. I open the door. She handed me a joint. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, you passing this to me? She was like, yeah. Didn't even know my mama smoked. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And ever since then, she's been cool with it.
It's funny. I got caught one more time technically before my mom became cool with it. And it's my dumbass friend's fault. Because this is back when like Facebook was still a big thing, right? So I have family in Belize. That's where my family is like originally from.
You said Belize?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's what's up.
Little small country right next to Honduras. So shout out to all my Belizeans.
Have you ever been there?
Yes. I went there when I was 7. I'm trying to go back there in the near future, actually, because my family has a lot of land out there. Plus, ain't nobody trying to be here.
At all. I tell people all the time, I'm trying to either end up in Jamaica or Africa.
It's funny. I think about going to Africa too, as well, just because I discovered I have like a lot of Nigerian roots as well. So I want to like learn more about that too.
Have you ever looked up the city Addis Ababa in Ethiopia?
No, never heard of it.
It gives Abu Dhabi vibes, like tall glass buildings. It's one of the only countries in Africa that wasn't taken over. You know, when France and everybody was over there colonizing stuff.
What's it called again?
Addis Ababa.
Addis Ababa.
That's definitely the.
I hate to like compare it to something so like trivial, but is it like in a sense like modern day Wakanda?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, literally.
How did they go ahead and avoid being taken over by the French and the Dutch?
They didn't get taken over.
So they just fought back pretty much?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because of the emperor at the time, Emperor Haile Selassie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yes, I have heard of King Selassie. My mother has talked about him a lot, so has my grandfather, actually.
Yeah, so, yeah, you just said your grandfather's Rastafari. But yeah, so you're definitely familiar with it.
I didn't realize that was the name of the of where he had ruled.
Yeah, Ethiopia.
Well, I knew Ethiopia, yeah, but the city of
Addis Ababa.
Yeah. I've never seen this before. So, Holy Bible Rastafari. This, I feel like, see, the thing is, right, when I was talking about the Bible earlier, it's really the King James version that I talk about that, like, I don't really recognize personally. Yeah. I know a lot of, like, modern day Christians do. They have been since, like, the 1400s. Earlier than that. The thing is, right, if you look deeper into the history of the King James Bible, it was written at the time to go ahead and try to It was during the time of not the witch trials, but I think like prior to that as well, because there's a lot of like paganism that is talked about in the original Bible.
Yeah.
Before it got translated. And a lot of that was used to go ahead and justify like missionaries and people going out to try to convert people, as well as condemn people who are considered to be witches.
That's why I don't celebrate Western holidays and stuff like that, because most of them are built off of pagan traditions. And like Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I honestly feel like stuff like that, like, why am I waiting for one day out of the year to let somebody know that I'm thankful for them to be in my life?
Absolutely.
Mother's Day, Valentine's Day,
all that's consumerism. That's just the capitalistic society we live in, really. Like, yeah, there's like pagan background for all of it as well too, but the way that it's so blown up in our country is that like they just want you to spend as much money as possible, so they kind of put the pressure on you to have like a weird sense of guilt. Because like there's been many times where like around Christmas or around certain people's birthdays and whatnot, or around certain holidays rather, where it's like I feel bad because I can't give a certain person a gift. I'm like, why is that even a thing?
right?
It should just be about the fact that we care about one another, and we should be doing this on a regular basis anyway.
Literally. Like, you waiting 365 days out of the year, and you waiting one day out of the year to get your old lady some flowers.
I call Valentine's Day bullshit. That's like the biggest bullshit to me personally. Like I'm a romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic.
For real.
Like I'm gonna give you flowers like every other month. That's my big thing. If not every month.
I'd be taking it too far. I'd be trying to do it every week, because I know flowers die quick. Like, especially if you don't like get the flower food and stuff for them how you supposed to, which most people don't. They just use that first initial pack and put regular water in it from then on out. But yeah, flowers, date nights, random little acts of service.
When I was growing up, my mom, I blame her for this, but like my mom, we would both be up till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and she loves Bollywood movies.
Okay.
Right, and a lot of Bollywood movies were just based on like just romance stories. Yeah. So
Black love.
You feel well. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Because like yes and no, but yes. But like yeah, so I would watch those movies with her all the time. So I had like for a while, like almost a fantasy idea of what love is. As I've gotten older, that's obviously diluted to a more realistic version. But I still believe heavily in romance.
Indeed.
And like showing adoration and like just admiration for the person you care about.
I feel like social media has kind of messed romance and stuff like that up too. It's also made people apprehensive about putting themselves out there, because people feel like they got options. And like
people fall into this cycle, like it's perpetuated, where it's like they get into this like relationship thinking of this fantasy idea of what love's supposed to be. They get hurt, and they proceed to do those same behaviors to hurt others because they are hurt themselves.
Hurt people. Crazy work. All right, next question. You going with this, which is you always get away with lying, or that, which is you always know when someone is lying?
Always know when someone's lying.
Me too. I ain't got no reason to lie. I feel like lying is because you're scared of something. And I ain't scared of nothing or nobody, so I don't got no reason to lie for nothing.
It's like the thing I've also come to realize too is that when you lie in situations, it just breeds karma. That shit gonna come back to you, and someone's gonna end up like deceiving you at a certain point in time. Whatever you plan to the rose, but you get back.
I just got out of my karma, bro. Jesus Christ.
I don't think we ever get out of karma technically, because there's good and bad karma. It's just what cycle are you in?
My bad karma I got out of.
No, yeah, of course.
All right, next one. This is a very appropriate question. You going with this, which is you living during a zombie apocalypse, or that, which is you living during an artificial intelligence apocalypse?
Zombies. Oh God, zombies. No.
Okay, so does it matter what kind of zombies? Because you know you got different kinds.
I knew you were gonna ask me this.
You got like the Walking Dead zombies. You got the Shaun of the Dead zombies, and you got the Dawn of the Dead zombies.
Can I be real? Personally, I would do Walking Dead, of course. But I'm not doing. Don't give me no fucking World War Z zombies.
Relentless.
You feel me? No, don't give me no. Is Last of Us zombies really? Because it's like they're more like it's an infection. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But still, don't do that. Clickers, no, I'm not doing that either. But like, I can't do artificial intelligence because. Like I read so many
Terminator type.
Not even that. There's a book I read. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It's called "I Have No Mouth, I Must Scream."
Okay.
Right. Oh. Basically, it's the Cold War era.
Mm-hmm.
America, Russia, China, they all build supercomputers, and they all use it for just war stuff, military drones, strikes, all that kind of thing. Right. It's a self-generative AI system that's learning after it gets all this prompts and all this instructions and whatnot.
Right.
After a certain point, it pretty much amalgamates into just one big unit known as AM, or Allied Master. And what AM does, he pretty much is embodying the entirety of human hatred.
Oh Lord Jesus!
Right? So what he does, he wipes out all of humanity except for 7 specific humans, which represent like the 7 sins actually, because of like some of their traumas, and he keeps them virtually immortal to just fuck with them for like hundreds of years. And in the book, at the very end of the book, they are like in like an ice age kind of era, and Am told them, if you want to go and get food, there's food at a cave at the other side of this like tundra. Go ahead, just can't food. You just gotta get to the other side. The entire time, they're almost dying to the cold elements and fucking with them and whatnot.
Literally.
And they get to the cave and everything. They see the can. No way of opening the can. And they all lose their shit. And they realize that Am was distracted by something. And if they killed one another while Am was distracted, they can actually get out of the whole like torture thing. 6 of them end up dying. The last guy gets caught by Am, and he gets turned into like this blob, where like he has no mouth.
Oh.
He has no ears, nothing, and he has no mouth. And he can't swim. But what's cool was that the author Harlan Ellison, mm-hmm. he wrote a book called "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep," which is the inspiration for Blade Runner.
Okay.
Right, and then for I Have No Mouth, I Must Scream, there's a point-and-click adventure game that came out in 1984 that was maybe 10 years after the book, and Am is voiced by the author.
That's dope. That's what's up.
Yeah. And for a villain, Am's evil as hell has one of the best monologues I've ever heard in my entire life.
For real? Better than Killmonger?
Killmonger's great, but the dread that you hear from Am's monologue, it's the very first thing you hear in the book.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is that this monologue isn't just something that he says; it's on an obelisk, mm-hmm. on a big ass stone for them to read on a regular basis. And it's evil as hell, but it's just so what? Hold on, I gotta show you this. All right. It starts like this. Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nano-angstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1,000,000,000th of the hate I feel for humans at this micro instant.
Oh my God. For
you, hate.
Jesus.
So when I first read that, I was like, chills. Dude. Yeah, Am's wild. Dude.
How do you hate something so much?
Because you keep in mind, he's the embodiment of literally all of our war.
Yeah. And everything bad, pretty much.
Which is why when I read that, I was like, I cannot deal with, because if it gets to that point, which is more likely to happen than a zombie infection, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Just because of one, look at the future we're living in right now.
You see AI everywhere, all day, every day.
personally, like, I would low-key love to live in zombies.
I feel like I've prepared myself enough for that more than AI.
My mother was big on like prepping for that kind of stuff. Not like because she was like a fanatic or anything, but it was just one, definitely still a possibility, but two, it's just something cool as hell to kind of talk about as well. We talked about getting like go bags and constantly resupplying those go bags as well with like cans and stuff for food that would last us for like weeks upon months. I've also, I don't know, I've also thought about the idea of just being able to kill zombies for a lifetime now. Not that
Like, depending on what kind of zombie.
Very true, again. Very true. If I was living in Walking Dead, it'd be a breeze.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people who died in Walking Dead died for stupid ass reasons.
See, I never watched The Walking Dead because, like, it because of how the zombies were, I didn't feel like it would have kept my attention.
Okay.
Like, I'm used to, like I say, the fast Dawn of the Dead zombies that don't get tired, just running constantly. You actually gotta get up out of there.
But again, like, even in that situation, I feel like I still have a chance because that's a physical thing I can fight. An AI system, I can't fight that really. I mean, like, unless you like, I get really good at coding and hacking, which, I mean, I guess we can prepare for that too as well.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, how good can you get at coding versus a computer that its whole thing is just learning how to code?
Right. That's its whole existence.
Exactly. Well, what would you prefer, AI or the zombie world?
Zombie.
Oh.
What, I'm gonna throw a bucket of water on?
That's what I'm saying.
A robot or something. Any gun I have, it's gonna have a gun even bigger. So like, and then everything, your currency and stuff, everything being digital now. Like, if all that go, it's over with.
Exactly. The whole world falls into darkness. Yeah.
All right, next one. Would you rather this, which is be able to communicate with aliens, or that, which is be able to explore the deepest depths of the ocean?
Communicate with aliens.
Me too, because I do not want to be in the water. I don't want to know what's down there.
Like, it's, you know, it's a little cool fact actually, just regarding aliens and like the depths of the ocean. There's a study that came out a few years back that suggested that octopus were actually aliens. Because,
I think I've seen something about that.
Yeah, apparently, like, there was evidence where they came from an asteroid that was like frozen in space because space is, you know, cold as hell, that landed in like the depths of our ocean, and then the core of Earth heated up that asteroid, which then breeded the first, I guess, generations of what we know as octopi, which then evolved to what we know. Which, cool, but yeah, I'm not dealing with the ocean.
I mean, it would make sense because of how smart they are.
We know more about space than we know about our oceans, actually.
And I wonder why that is.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
And people be trying to say, "Oh, it's because of the water pressure." And, so you mean to tell me we have the technology to build something that goes out into space and can last, you know, that pressure and be able to come back and do all this extra stuff, but we can't build nothing that can withstand the water pressures down there?
So I'm just having flashbacks to a certain submarine.
They shouldn't have been down there in the first place. They knew for a fact.
Rest in peace to those people, of course. But
indeed, but they knew for a fact. Like, I seen that they said that it was test ran, and the people told them, "Yeah, that's not gonna work," and they fired them people and hired somebody new.
Well, I heard that it was they were using a Logitech controller to pilot the ship. Lost it. But no, yeah, I would rather talk to aliens. Because first, I've always thought that like aliens. Well, we have evidence now that aliens exist. They said it, that aliens exist. I think it's interesting how they told us that, and we're like, all right, cool. No one did anything with that information at all.
I feel like it's because of when they told us. Like, it's so much other stuff going on, and I don't think it's gonna get the attention that it might do in the movies or something like that until something like that happens. Like,
They're like, we got real problems. We don't care about them.
Like, my rent is due in a couple of days. And you talking about some aliens? They think they gonna pay this bill right here that I got? No. Okay. All right. Next one. You going with this, which is being dumped via text, or that, which is just ghosted completely?
Because both are bad. Both are bad.
Indeed.
But like,
I mean, at least one you actually get some closure.
Yeah, I'd rather get the text message personally, because like I feel like ghosting is just immature shit.
Indeed.
Like, just we talk so much about how like communication is big. All you gotta do is just tell me, hey, we don't want to do this thing. Like, I'd rather know these things than just be left in the dark,
right,
and wonder what the fuck happened.
Right. You ever just been ghosted before? Like,
I've been ghosted before, yeah. I don't think I've been dumped through text. No, I've been dumped over a phone call before, which it's still bad, but like
it's better than a text message.
Exactly, you know what I mean? And like I ended up seeing said person as well, and like, you know, like talking about it, you know, at some point too. But full confession, like I've definitely done the text message to someone, and I felt awful about it. Like afterwards, 1000%. I felt like as a kid, because it happened when I was like in freshman year of high school.
Okay.
Right.
It's understandable.
Yeah, again, I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was dating this one girl, and things were going well for a while. But I remember I had told her about like my dream at the time. I want to be a video game creator, which is still something that's one of my aspirations.
Okay.
But that was like a heavy focus when I was younger. So I like writing stories and everything. And I remember her saying verbatim, "That's dumb as hell." And like, one, I don't like being called dumb or stupid in any manner. That's like, I'd rather you curse me out than call me stupid.
Yeah.
Personally, like that's just a big thing about me. Also, don't shit on my dreams. The fuck.
Right. Who are you to say that that's stupid? What you want to be?
Exactly. So like, I remember I was kind of blame my cousin too, because he low key instigated. Because I remember I was mad about it, and we were going to church at the time because I was doing my ministry.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I was out here dancing in church as mom. That was a real thing at one point. And we were doing rehearsal, and like I'm heated about the situation, and he asked me what's wrong. I tell him about it. He's like, if she don't support what you got going on, end that shit now. And he's like, and he started hyping me. I was like, yeah, no, you gotta like do it like right now, Mind you, it's like 7:00 at night. She's at her house. I'm at the church, so I'm just like, fuck, I'm just doing a text message. I pulled out my track phones. I had track phones.
Good old track phone days.
Oh man, I remember the next morning. I was like, that was not. I'm going to regret that later on. Like my karma's gonna come back to me for sure. And it did.
As it usually does. But might not come tomorrow, but it's gonna get here eventually.
It never misses. Too. But you live and you learn, you know. And again, like I was young, so I didn't realize how impactful that really was at that time. Because like I had really just gotten a phone. This was freshman year. This was 8th grade actually. Yeah, because freshman year I had my iPhone. I had just gotten a phone for the first time ever, and like I didn't know the etiquettes of like phone, like, you know, socializing at that time.
Definitely understandable. All right. Last question says, you going with this, which is you always know the future, or that, which is you're able to change the past?
Oh, those are both bad actually. Because like, if I always know the future, no matter what I do, I can't change that.
Yep.
That's just inevitable at that point. So if I know a bad future, it's going to happen, and I'm just doomed with that information. If I change the past, there's a possibility of me having a better future, but there's also a possibility of like things changing drastically that I don't want.
Yep.
That butterfly effect is fucking.
Indeed.
I'd rather be able to change the past. just because like I can't do anything with the information of the future except be cursed with it.
You can dictate whether or not you change the past or not. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to change the past. So
like even if I know the future for like certain things, me doing certain things to go ahead and make sure that future is established or it works to my advantage will still fall along the same lines of another cursed future. Like no matter what, I can't change anything. It's just
like some Back to the Future type stuff where
exactly.
he tried to take the almanac back and all hell broke loose because the book got stolen.
Clips for that movie on my Instagram for the last like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That dang Marty McFly.
But yeah, no, change the past for sure. Damn, that's tough because it's like, as much as the past has sucked, or like there's shit that has happened that like I don't like that happened, I would want to change. I'm happy of who I've become because of those things.
Right.
And okay, question: would I necessarily change if I change the past as well?
I guess that would depend on what about the past you change.
Because like, I feel like if you're going through certain things and you learn from those experiences and you go back and change the past and you don't have those experiences, would you just lose that knowledge then?
Probably.
Damn it. No, I don't like that at all. Because I have a big like thing where it's like no matter what I go through, bad or good, like the knowledge I gain from it that's the most priceless thing ever.
Yeah.
Because like knowledge and time are the two most valuable things to me. So whatever I gain from that, like, cool. If I change that and then I don't learn those things, then I'm not that person. Yeah, fuck, you put me in a hot spot.
Like I said, it said you can change the past. It doesn't necessarily say.
Oh, you have to. Okay.
Right.
Oh, all right. Then you have to change the past then. Okay.
Me too, definitely. I mean, there's a couple of things that I would want to change, but I wouldn't because I know, like you say, dealing and going through stuff like that made me who I am today. So without that, ain't no telling how I would be or who I would be right now. And I'm pretty happy with the person that I am today. So
exactly,
I've learned to love the traumas as much as the good times.
There's a not related at all, but there's like a paradox I've been thinking about recently. Have you ever heard of the paradox of Theseus' ship? Mm-mm. Pretty much, Theseus has a ship that takes a voyage across the entire world, and the entire time, like, pieces of the ship will go ahead and like deteriorate and break off, and they get replaced with a new piece.
Okay.
Right? Now the paradox is, if every single piece is replaced with a new piece, even though it's identical, is the ship still the same ship?
Nope.
Why?
Because eventually it's going to be a whole ship made of different pieces.
Even though they're identical pieces?
Yeah.
See, I would say a lot of people lean towards the fact that like it's the same ship because of the fact that it's like it looks the exact same, has the same name and everything. But like I think about like relating it to like the human, right? Mm-hmm. We go through life, everything at certain points deteriorates and change. They may look identical, but they're different because they're new. And with that being said, if everything has changed about you, are you the same person? I don't believe that. I don't believe we're the same person that we were freaking last week.
Yeah. I always say I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday.
And that comes with change. And change can be a good thing. So.
Indeed. So where do you see yourself for the next 5 to 10 years?
Hopefully having published my multiple poetry books. Right now I'm working on my first one at the moment. Mm-hmm. I've been posting more and more poems on my social media. Not everything, just like little pieces that way people can kind of get familiar with me and my work. Yeah. But I've been writing on a daily basis again, which I have now like I think 60 or 70 poems right now. Okay. Technically it'd be like 100 something, but there's a lot of poems that like are halfway done. So like I have a random idea, I gotta write it down, get halfway through ADHD. Yeah, I've definitely been there. But yeah, trying to be a published author. I want to go ahead and be doing more stuff for the cannabis industry. I don't necessarily mean working in a dispensary, but like I want to go ahead and pushing more of the ideal that like this is a beneficial thing to people instead of how it's been stigmatized for decades now.
Yeah.
Because cannabis has helped save me on pretty much multiple occasions now, especially with like regulating my seizures and everything, as well as my anxiety and my stress. And with the way that I've been seeing how I'm helping other people too at the moment, I realize that this is what my destiny is to use this as a somewhat of a pedestal to help humanity be better as far as their health is.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's crazy how we met. I was talking to Maddie earlier, pretty much explaining how we came into correspondence when I was working at the restaurant. I ain't gonna say the name of said restaurant because I don't get no free promo there. But working at the restaurant, you were coming there before you started working at Zoomies. I forgot what store you was working at before then. You worked at a couple stores I did.
No, so I only worked at one of the store before that, and Depot on Bath and Body Works.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I was out here selling candles to old senior citizens that were mad about since that were existing from like 15 years ago.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I met you when I was working there. Started chopping it up. Eventually followed each other on social media. And I could just tell from like your posts and stuff like that and your videos and your stories what type of a person that you were and all.
I appreciate that.
Yes,
I've been like, the thing about social media right now with me is that like, I remember at one point when I first started doing little posts like that, there was the idea of like trying to get to have many views and whatnot, trying to get to like reach out as many people as possible. And I think over the last like few months, I realized that should not be how I'm looking at this.
Right.
As long as I'm pushing my message and I'm posting things that are genuine, my success is going to come no matter what.
Right. Who needs to see it is going to see it.
Exactly. Like, one of the things I learned too as a writer, and this is also helping me with that art detachment as well, is that people like writers, artists, musicians, people in that creative space, there's a genuine possibility, especially with writers now, that like a lot of us will gain levels of success like after we pass. Like look at like people like Poe, who controversial as hell, but he became more famous after he died. Of course, Van Gogh as well with his artistry as well. Because I think he died penniless as well, and then people discovered Starry Night and other paintings, and they put them in museums, and that's when he gained his fame. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like a lot of those creators, they had lived more of a miserable lifestyle because they were so caught up on trying to be successful while alive. Yeah. Or gain like a certain level of fame. I don't care about
which is what drove them dang crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what like what we were talking about earlier, where it's like I don't want to be attached to the result or the outcome. It's just the process. Right. For me, poetry is just the best way for me to express myself. And then with like the little philosophy videos and everything, that's just I overthink, honestly, like all the time. And there's just like things I feel like other people should hear. And they have their own opinions, and people tend to actually like it.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how many people think the same way that you do. But you wouldn't know that until you actually put yourself out there and, start posting and actually seeing the feedback that you get from people. And I can relate because, hell, the podcast, especially from my last channel, just randomly running into people and them saying that they could relate to this and that, and people commenting on the Instagram and the Facebook posts. I didn't start this with the intentions of it being as interactive as it's becoming. My thing was more so to pretty much work on my shyness, my anxiety and stuff like that, networking, and potentially building a lane or creating a lane for me and the people around me to do whatever the hell it is that they want to do eventually. But the people have definitely made it a fun ride along the way.
I'm actually really happy and like really proud of what you made here, actually. you've been doing really well.
I appreciate it.
Of course, man.
Definitely trying to stay as consistent as possible.
That's what it boils down to, is consistency.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. People get caught up on like making it perfect, and it's like, nah, just keep doing it.
Yeah, that was funny thing you say that. Hell, when I first started this show, there was a lot of people saying like, "Oh, well, you should wait until you have this or wait until you have that to do it." And I'm like, this was right after I read that book, so I was like, if I do that, I'm gonna lose out on the experience that I could gain if I start right now.
For context, by the way, for everybody at home, he's talking about this book he just gave me, The Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results by James Clear, which is going to help me with the art of detachment, I believe.
Yeah. It'll pretty much teach you to appreciate the journey rather than the destination.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. So if I had listened to those people, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today, because I would have waited until I had certain objects and certain concepts, and ain't no telling when I would have had that stuff if I didn't start when I started. So I'm definitely grateful for that.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, like I've said before.
As it's supposed to. I feel like for me, it's I have messages that I think would help change the world a little bit, or at least help change people's mindsets, like live a more positive lifestyle. And if I can just help people in any small way possible, whether it be a message, a poem, something for them to relate to and to learn and to live out their own lifestyle, I've done the right thing.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Thanks, brother. You've definitely you're going to get to where you want to be eventually. Like you say, just be consistent. Take it one day at a time. And be genuine, how you have been.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. That was another episode of Likkle Table Podcast.
I think I'm going off and everything. Yeah, right on time.
That was another episode of Likkle Table Podcast. I want to give thanks to my brother, Mr. TJ Silver, for dropping in again.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate your presence.
Of course.
And side note, I don't know why, but your name makes me think of, I don't know if you ever seen Karate Kid or watched the Cobra Kai franchise or anything like that.
I never watched the franchise. I know that the show is apparently really good.
Indeed.
Okay.
Should get into that. How many of the Karate Kids have you seen?
All three.
Okay, so you're familiar with the dude Silver.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what your name makes me think of. Harry Silver. Every time.
That's hilarious.
But it's definitely been a pleasure having you on, brother.
Thank
Pause. Sounded kind of crazy.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I would watch these episodes and like you catch yourself every time. It kills me. I was like, we went through the whole episode well.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, you gotta really be careful and particular about what you say, because people like to clip farm and stuff, and I ain't got time for the people to be like, hey, what you meant by that, brother? Like, nah, bro.
No. It's no, all you see in comments fight for that.
Yeah, we not doing that. I'm not finna be battling back and forth with these comments.
No. Alright.
But again, I want to give a big shout out to the proprietor of Ambionic Pleasure, The Laws Cooper / The Laws of Music. With more music streaming on YouTube and more streaming services, the man is bad with a guitar. Get into it. I want to appreciate all of my listeners, viewers, and supporters. If you're watching the video on YouTube and you like what you saw, make sure you click that like button. Post your comment, share the video with your loved ones, and subscribe to the channel for me, please. We're rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Likkle TT Podcast on YouTube right now. We just hit episode number 91 with this episode. Like I say, we rocking and rolling. Got some ideas in the works for episode 100. I took a poll, got a couple answers in there. I'm going to see if, go through them and see what fits me for the most part. But right now, I'm thinking of like a compilation video of like the most viewed or best of or whatever. Yeah. But it's gonna be something dope for episode 100, as it should be. That's a hell of a milestone, boy. It's been a long road. And for all of my other viewers, my listeners and supporters on any of the other streaming services, an example, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or any of the other ones that are listed, make sure y'all drop ratings and comments for me as well, because y'all opinions matter just the same. And this was your host, your favorite neighborhood roster, the homie TJ, and we up out of here. Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
But I got my little puff gun. My little puff gun proxy.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So it's literally just a mobile dab rig. If you pop that like silicone top, you can just like lift the lid.
Mm-hmm.
You drop the dab right in there actually. And then, super cool. Let's see if it's on. You control everything via Bluetooth.
What the hell? This technology with smoking now is crazy work.
Yeah, it's made me lazy. It's becoming Wally for stoners.
I even slowed down smoking, and I still feel like I go through entirely too much. Like, I used to smoke like a half to a zip a day, and that's gone down to like a half every 4 days, and that last 3 days I have to get like a quarter.
Damn.
Never been really big on social media to begin with, and my art of detachment is top tier. I can disappear from the world and not care, but I got kids and stuff now, so I can't necessarily.
Dang, a possibility. Recently I've been going to Planet a little bit more, just because their flowers got better. They're like the best when it comes to concentrates, in my opinion.
You said who?
Planet 13.
Oh, really? Yeah. The one right around the corner?
Yeah, right on over, too. Like, I remember for a long time, people were not messing with them because their flower was, like, not shit. Because they were still, like, Vitacan and stuff, I think.
Yeah. Too. Yeah, that's the last time I looked into them, I was like, eesh.
But not over the last, like, 4 months. Okay. They've been hitting, like, 29, 30s. Oh. 3, 4 on terps. Going crazy.
Okay. That's crazy work. And you don't, do you need a dispensary card for Planet 13?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's, that's Deep South State of Mind that you don't need one for.
I've never even heard of that. What is that?
They got one on the beach side in Ormond, and there's another one on Nova. It's on the right hand side, right before you get to.
Is that like one of those Delta 9 spots?
I feel like it,
because that's like the only way they can get around not having it.
I feel like it's one of those, but they don't advertise it as that.
Yeah.
They just use the word recreational marijuana.
There's another place like that that's like people have been talking to me about for a while now, but I just don't do it. It's there's a kava bar called Drink on Beachside. Okay. They have a dispensary / smoke shop called Meek that sells that kind of product as well too.
I got some. I tried them out once and got some Sun Rock, and the Sun Rock was smoking like a regular weed I would get from a regular dispensary. So I was like, okay, that's not it. If y'all's highest smokes like they regulars, I'm alright. And I ain't been back since, but you don't need a car to go in there.
And the thing is too is that there's so much other information that's being pushed out as well to kind of like prevent people from knowing about this, because big corporations want AI to be that.
Right.
Because like they're using data centers for like flock cameras as well, which is like tracking people. And then they just came out with a report saying that those cameras were being used by the police for completely illegal things. Like there was one commander who was using it to go in and track his wife. He had done like 170 different logins to go ahead and just track his wife to see if she was like cheating on him, and just shit like that.
That's wild that you mentioned that situation, because I literally just seen a video on Facebook like a few days ago. It was a skit, and they had these dudes standing in a line, and he was going down the road asking them why do they want to become a police officer, and most of their answers were, I want to be a police officer because such and such and such and such, whether it be good or bad. And then the last thing they said was, and to stalk my wife or girlfriend.
People just want to abuse power, bro. It's a power thing. It's fucking weird.
At that point, if you feel like you have to stalk somebody, why are you with them in the first place?
I think I've said this like once or twice to a friend of mine not that long ago, but I feel like if you feel the need to look for evidence, that's evidence.
Literally.
That's enough evidence for you.
Yeah. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're feeling like that and you go looking, you're going to find something. Mm-hmm. You're going to find exactly what you're looking for.
That's why, like, rule 1, don't go through no phones. Like, that's no point. Once I have that inkling, I'm good. I'm good off that.
A little stomach feeling, yeah. But you trying to peep them hiding their phone a little bit more, being a little more secretive.
I've had too many friends of mine call me and say like they about to do it. I'm like, please don't do that. They're like, I'm gonna let you go. Call me back in tears. Like, God damn it.
Oh, you did it. You did it. You did it, didn't you? I know you did it. Look at your face.
Can't even breathe now.
You're not gonna eat for 3 weeks.